Hello and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia. Last time we had a strange encounter with Michiru as she was, in an attempt to keep her hair blonde, made a very painful and very odd walk through the school dormitory. Now, let's continue. When you take a walk like this, you realize just how wide a range of shops there is in this town. Just for food, we got butchers, fishmongers, greengrocers, and convenience stores. There's even 2 large supermarkets on either side of the station. In the town I was living in before, there was of course a shopping area, and its scale was adequate to avoid any problems in my daily life, but it was overall a pretty compact district, and most of the stores were small family-owned businesses. Doesn't even bear comparison to what you find in a town fairly close to the metropolitan area like this one. I don't intend to estimate the wealth of the town by its facade alone, but looking at the number of chic retailers of clothes, jewelry and non-essential luxury goods, you'll naturally get an idea that this place is relatively a high-class population. So, as for what I'm currently doing in this affluent town, I had been on my way to buy curtains for my windows, heading to a hardware store Amani told me about. Had been. Right, past tense. I noticed a certain abnormality about 10 minutes ago. Specifically, someone was on my tail. I thought my imagination might have been acting up at first, but I abruptly changed my course just to be safe. They came charging after me in a panic. There's no way this is a coincidence. There are 3 pursuers. Since they are following me in a group rather than dispersed individually, it's incredibly easy to tell. Pretending to look into the show window of a watch shop along the street, I casually glanced at their faces. But they weren't familiar in the slightest, and for a group with a grudge against my workplace, they seemed far too sloppy and dim-witted. Basically, they just looked like a bunch of juvenile delinquents. Although naughty lads like this exist in any town, it feels like you actually find more of them in well-off places like this, and they tend to be a particularly ugly variety. They say the poor can't afford manners, but I find that living in a place where everything you need is dropped in your lap tends to twist people in its own way. Forget about hard work, and it's easy to fall into warped ways of thinking. Well then, what to do? What reason would they have for following me around? Although I've been thinking it over for a while, nothing is coming to mind, in which case it would probably be best to just ask them directly. Guess I'll lure them into some nice dark alley. Looking around my surroundings perfectly casually, I'm startled when something unexpected catches my eyes. Ah, it's Uni-chan! What you doing here? Shit. Why did she have to appear at this of all times? What? What's the matter? No, it's nothing. Are you alone? Where's Amani? Yeah, I'm alone today. Women have times when they need to be alone, you know? Amani said that? Nope, that was all me. Cheeky girl. Well, what can I do about this shrimp? At this rate, she might get mixed up in this. I thrust my hand into the rear pocket of my school uniform and pull out 10,000 yen notes. 3 10,000 yen notes rolled up with a rubber band. It's hot today, isn't it? Makina, feel like some ice cream? I can't eat it before dinner. Amani will get mad. What Amani doesn't know won't hurt her. I really want ice cream. Can you go buy some? But... Please, I'll explain it to Amani so she won't get mad at you, okay? I take Makina's hands and forcibly close it around the 30,000 yen. I don't need this much money, you know. Really? Then go ahead and use the change to dabble in the stock market. I don't think it's enough to buy any stocks. Anyway, ice cream. Head over to Baskin & Robinson on the other side of the station. Make mine a caramel ribbon. Then I'll grab a raspberry cheesecake and Pat Punk Street shower double. Double or triple or whatever is fine. Get what you want. I'm happy to hear it, but I got a very simple question first. What? Why aren't you coming too? Because I'm too embarrassed to go into that place. Come on, get going. I'm feeling a little dissatisfaction smoldering in my chest, but a good woman doesn't risk too many questions and trouble her man, right? Amani say that? Yep, that's right. Cheeky girl. Then I'll be going. Might take a bit, so please pass the time with some pleasant chit-chat. With who? While watching Makina trot off with the money clenched in her hand, I exhaled slowly. The bunch following me doesn't show any signs of chasing after Makina and her money. In other words, they're not after me for cash. If it's not a robbery, I guess that would leave a personal grudge or some sort of class resentment. Either way, not a particularly welcome situation. Well, whatever. After watching Makina disappear, I find an alley between cleaners and a liquor store, and casually turn into it as if taking a shortcut. Hey, where the hell did he go? He run for it? Told you so. I knew he was onto us. Quit flapping your mouth. Look for him. Christ, you guys are fucking useless. Huh? You guys? You talking to me? You think you're the leader or something? Want me to beat the shit out of you again, huh? Yeah, I'm fucking talking to you. You sure got a big mouth for over one lucky punch. What? You wanna go? Come on, I'll take you on anytime. Let's do this shit. Cut it. This ain't the time. Pleasant bunch. Hey there. Ah, where the hell were you hiding? Behind those beer cases. You need something? Haha, wandering out all casual asking if we need something. This guy's just adorable. Hey you, that's the Mihama Academy uniform, isn't it, ain't it? Yeah, it is. What about it? Alright, sorry. We're gonna have to beat the shit out of you. Why would you do that? Huh? There ain't a fucking reason, just felt like kicking your ass. Got the picture, Hey now, you're scaring me. Please stop. I can't stand violence. Don't take it personal, yeah? We're just doing our job. Job? Shut the fuck up already! In an apparent attempt to intimidate me, the man fires a flashy burst of sparks from the stun gun in his hand. The discharge of electrical energy scorches particles of dust in the atmosphere, the burning smell fills the air, pricking the depths of my nose. I close my eyes. In the next moment, a siren rings out in my head. I'm in pouring rain, pushing through the mud at my feet, the taste of iron spreading through my mouth. Hiding my body from the light of the flares, a knife dyed black in my hand, swallowing down my heart as it tries to leap out my mouth. If you want to protect something, first protect yourself. It seems the time has come to make use of my super self-defense technique. The hell? Look, jackass, just take it like a man and you'll get out of this lie, right? As the man raises his stun gun and takes a fighting stance, I draw a huge breath into my lungs. And wringing out my voice to the limit, I scream, "Help me!" What the fuck you doing? Someone help! Call the police! Shit, stop fucking screaming, you bastard! The man's stun gun discharges a threatening pale bluish arc of electricity in my general direction. I reach out and gently grasp his outthrust hand as if trying to shake. Well, guess that's about what you expect. And? In this narrow alley, the three can't attack me all at once. Maybe he planned for this sort of cramped space, or maybe it's just a coincidence from prioritizing ease of concealment. Either way, the iron pipe in the man in the black tank top's hand is cut very short, not well suited for disabling me with a single blow. That said, the guy next to him with the knife isn't much use either. It might look the most dangerous of the bunch at a glance, but a weapon like that is actually a hindrance if he's not planning to kill me. In this situation, the flashiest, easiest to use weapon is also the most effective. The stun gun can stop me dead with a single attack. The ideal would be to fire off a single shot to eliminate my mobility and crush my fighting spirit, then have all three surround me and beat me senseless. Hey asshole! Get the fuck off me, you! What are you, fucking homo or something? Now that's just rude. I don't go around holding hands with men for the fun of it. Though it looks a casual light grab, truth is I've got a hold on a vital point of the hand he's holding the stun gun with. When I put pressure on this exact spot, he can't push or pull as long as he's maintaining his grip. If he were to pull back hard using the weight of his body, he would rip his hand free, but I'm controlling his center of gravity as well, so that's sadly not an option. The fuck you doing? Hurry up and get him! Shit, get off! It's not like I'm grabbing you that hard. You're just like the monkey with his hand stuck in the jar. Might as well drop the banana, right? Fuck! At my words, the man's firm grip on his stun gun weakens for just an instant. In the moment, I feel the loosening of his proximal phalanx bones. I twist his wrist sharply upward and dig my thumb hard into the side of his hand. Yeah! By first extending the joints of his wrist, then attacking them with pinpoint pressure of my finger, I've completely disabled the ability his ability to maintain a grip. The stun gun slips out of his hand. Whoops. Catching the stun gun as it falls from the man's hand, I jerk his arm upward to immobilize his elbow joint, then push him hard against the pile of beer cases stacked along the wall. Ah! I mash the man's face against the beer cases while maintaining my incapacitating wrist hold. In the next moment, I push the stun gun against the scruff of his neck and throw the switch without hesitation. Ugh. One down. Bastard! Here, catch. As the next man raises his short iron pipe above his head like a hammer, I abruptly toss the stun gun in his direction. Oh, whoa! The man reaches out in a panic to try to receive the stun gun. Been a while since I've seen such a bunch of clowns. I kick my knee up sharply into his virtually defenseless abdomen. Instantly doubling over his belly in an instinctive attempt to protect the place he's been attacked, the man's chin sticks out as if begging to be kicked. Well, if you insist. Ugh. The air that was in the man's lungs squirts out through his nose as his eyes roll back in his head. He crumbles face first onto the ground. I'll give you 2 seconds. Drop the knife. Stay back! Get the fuck away from me! 1. I'm sorry! I won't do anything, so... 2. Wah! The man throws the knife in his hands aside and stumbles backwards in blind panic, trying to escape. And where are you going? I quickly trample down on his foot from above, sealing his movement, then strike hard at the base of his throat with the joint of my right thumb. His throat crushed in the middle of a breath, the man's momentarily compressed trachea sticks shut under the inward pressure from his lungs, rendering the breathing temporarily impossible. As man claws desperately at his throat, his eyes bulge open wide and release a flood of tears. He falls with a thud onto his backside. I don't think we're done with our chat. You have to be a patient kid and listen to what others have to say or you won't get any snacks, okay? Glancing sidelong at the man as he grasps his throat with both hands and flails his legs on the ground, I crouch down and pick up the knife he tossed away. Well, if your throat happens to get cut, you won't be able to eat your snack anyway, I guess. I've got questions. Would you be so kind as to answer? What? Can't talk? Want me to open a hole in your lung? It'll release the air pressure so you can breathe nice and easy. The man responds to my offer by violently shaking his head from side to side. Don't worry, you got 2 perfectly good lungs. Getting a hole poked in one won't kill you. As I stand looking down on him with the knife in one hand, the man scrabbles desperately at the ground, trying to put some distance between us. Seriously, where do you think you're going? You want me to make it physically impossible for you to run? Just answer my questions. I got it. I'll tell you everything. First question, who gave you the orders? One of you said this was your job, right? But you didn't show any interest in a little girl with money in her hand, so this wasn't just a stick-up. Somebody asked you, right? To beat the shit out of me in particular. I don't know! That guy with the bandana got the job. Said they'd give us 300,000 yen if we got you. I just tagged along because he said I'd get 100,000. I didn't know shit, I swear. Screwed up. Should have talked to him instead of you. Still grasping the knife in my hand, I glance back at the man with the bandana. He's flat on the asphalt, his eyes roll all the way back on his head, drooling from the mouth. Well, whatever. Next question. Did you come after me knowing who I am? Do you know my name? Don't know. Just said if there's a man in the Mihama Academy uniform around the station, teach him a lesson. That's all. Didn't give us a name. It's true. Well, that's as expected. The first thing these guys asked me was about the Mihama uniform. That's the evidence they were targeting a male Mihama Academy student rather than Kasami Yuuji. That said, I'm the only male student at Mihama Academy at the moment. Ultimately, I was the specific target. But considering the bunch of clowns they sent, it's hard to think that this has any connection to anyone with a grudge related to my job. So who the hell? And for what reason? First things first. Doesn't seem like I'm going to get anything useful out of you, does it? In that case, might as well finish this one off. Wake up Bandana Man and squeeze it out of him. Stop, please! What are you doing? You gonna kill me? Don't get so worked up. Rest assured, I don't kill people. Well, sometimes they wish I might have, but by the time I'm through... What are you quivering about? Are you scared to die? I realize that I'm still gripping the open knife in my hand. Oh, my bad. I'll give this back later. I release the folding knife's lock and shut the blade away with a snap. But I recommend not carrying toys like this around. Having one on hand makes you want to use it. With something like this in your pocket, your mouth gets smarter. You start swaggering around, picking stupid fights with people, and if you lose control, you end up doing something you can't take back. He's probably just trying to look cool, but depending on a toy like this to prop up your ego seems more pathetic from where I stand. What's going on here? The blinding beam of a flashlight shines through the dim alley into my face, and I instinctively shield my eyes. All of you get out of that alley right now. Don't try anything funny. Yeah, no need to scream. I'm not an old man. My ears work just fine. What? You again? That's my line. Have to say though, the police force in this town really is pretty impressive. Did you hear my scream? There was a report that someone was fighting here. I had a bad feeling about this, but I can't believe it really was you. What's that supposed to mean? Almost sounds like you'd think me of as the guy who's going to cause trouble sooner or later. Talk about rude. Forget what it sounds like. That's exactly what I think. But I have to say, even I wasn't expecting you to pull something this soon. Anyway, you're coming to the station. Come on now, I'm the victim here, you know. Then what's that thing in your hand? Drop the weapon. Don't even think about resisting. Shh. I'm still holding the knife I took from the man in my hand. Guess I won't be able to talk myself out of this one. Damn it. Guess that's that. Oni-chan, what's going on? And of course she has to come back at this exact moment. When I turn around, I find Makina standing behind me, ice cream cones in both hands. Who's this girl? Your younger sister? No, she's my classmate, I suppose. You make the girls at your school call you Oni-chan? Well, for some reason I've got the feeling this policeman's mental image of me is getting worse by the second. Anyway, you're coming to the station. Yeah, fine. Oni-chan! Don't worry, it's not like I'm getting arrested. I'll be back as soon as I explain the situation, so you go ahead and head home. I drop a hand on Makina's head with a gentle thump, and use my other hand to take the ice cream cone she brought for me. Thanks for the ice cream. Yeah. This girl was involved too, wasn't she? I'm not sure she can just leave. I said I'd come, didn't I? She doesn't have anything to do with it. Go ahead, Makina. Don't die. I'm not going off to war. Don't make that face. I'll be back soon. When I give her back a light push, Makina slowly walks away, pausing several times to glance back at me. After watching her disappear around the corner, I turn to face the policeman. Talk about out of character. Even I can be kind to children when the mood strikes me. That's not what I'm talking about. That thing. The policeman points at my hand, where I'm holding a caramel ribbon cone. Mind your own business. I sink my teeth into the ice cream Makina brought me. Here again. And so I find myself in this sweatbox for the second time. Having been through this once already, I've gotten a little used to the place. While the uniformed cop was guiding me here, I looked around the station for familiar faces. I noticed the young detective who interviewed me the other day slurping up soba noodles at his desk. Trying to send a small message of apology for last time, I smiled and bowed my head lightly in greeting. The young detective scowled back bluntly and spun his chair away from me, still clutching his bowl. Possibly he's got some idea of my background now, as the gesture seemed to be saying, I've got no intention of playing nice with Ichigaya. Either way, it was a firm and unambiguous rejection. With an attitude like that, it's no wonder the police rarely get any civilian cooperation these days. I nearly told him as much, but managed to swallow the words down with a smile. Looking at the things from his point of view, I'm definitely nothing but trouble. If he sits down across from me again, I think I might as well come out and give him a vocal apology at least. But betraying my expectation, the person who enters the room is the sly-looking elderly detective I spoke with before my release last time. Well, Kazumi-san, you again. Well, times 4. I don't know if it's a vocal tic or what, but this detective seems to enjoy repeating that word. But this sort of guy just loves to play the slow-witted old man like that. Then suddenly ask, how many times did I say well just now? To probe how mentally focused you are on the conversation. If you respond, don't know, having thrown you off balance, he'll barrage you with a sharp, to-the-point questions. This is the sort of old culture you can never let your guard down around. I was the victim of an unilateral assault. I didn't go looking to cause trouble. More importantly, have you ID'd the people who attacked me? Yes, quite easily. All 3 of them have prior records for larceny and assault, so we had them identified as soon as we took them in. Who are they? And what would you do with that information if I gave it to you? I'm not particularly looking for revenge, if that's what you're worried about. Ha ha. What then? Thinking about letting them into the gang if their background is right? That's a bit of a problem. Not to say that to anyone who would miss that bunch if they suddenly fall off the face of the earth. But we're not running an employment agency here. Just a bunch of thugs? Yeah, I don't think I can argue with that description. One of them has some ties to local organized crime, but, well, on the whole, they're exemplary ordinary civilians. Exemplary, huh? When compared to you people, that is. You didn't need to spell that out. And they confess anything about why they attacked me? Yes, they spit it out all nice and easy. But well, how can I explain this? It's that net murder thing that's been all the rage lately. Net murder? Well, I'm not that familiar with all this myself, so my explanation may be a little lacking. But apparently you can request a murder on a certain message board and pay so-called executioners to carry it out as your representative. That's it. The actual murder requests don't seem to be serious in most cases. Most people just put up in the name of someone they got a grudge against, and then ask if anyone's willing to beat the stuffing out of them. Rarely ever goes above that level, so I'm told. So, they didn't have any idea of my background when they attacked me? Yes, we had a few of our youngsters take a look at the internet message board in question, and it seems your name wasn't specified anywhere. Safe to say they went after you without any idea who you were. Who placed the request? Well, can't say we know that much, but it seems their handle name, or whatever you call it, was Mao. Ring any bells? Mao? No idea. You couldn't trace the IP? Ah, right. Not that I really understand any of that, you know. It seems our youngsters took a look in that direction, managed to get up to the provider or whatnot, but it seems it was posted from a manga cafe. We did send over a few people just now. What kind of an idiot runs a public net cafe without restrictions on BBS posting in this day and age? Regardless, I don't think there's much hope in finding the criminal among the customers. Well, lately this net business has been all over the place. It's all Greek to a geezer like me. You know me, I just can't get with the programs. That gag physically hurt. If this was America, I'd sue. Well, anyway, it's a scary world these days. Please, do be careful out there, won't you? Sorry for the trouble. Oh, well. Continuing this conversation isn't going to get me any more information. I lift myself up the cheap folding chair. Kasami-san, please don't be so hasty. We still need you for a moment.
You already got my statement, right?
In regards to that, are you looking to press criminal charges for assault and injury?
Not necessary. I haven't suffered anything except the loss of my time and energy.
Well, that's probably wise. Kasami-san, you overdid it a bit. If they came back at you along the excessive self-defense line, things might get a little sticky, you know? If the cards fell wrong, it'd be charged with brutality by a special public servant. And with your organization, I expect you'll be paying your own way through the courts, yeah?
If they try suing me, I'll have a little talk with my superiors. You did say nobody would miss them if they fell off the face of the earth, right?
Ooh, very scary. But don't worry, I think I can wrap this up one up neatly enough.
Sorry, I appreciate that. Next time I stop by, I'll bring a present.
How about you don't stop by ever again? That'd be the nicest present of all.
Turning my back on the vaguely grating laughter of the sly old man, I leave the sweatbox. Well then, how do I explain this one to JB? It's all well and good that the police let me walk, but my problems aren't quite over yet. This incident must have reached Ichigaya by now. As my direct superior and case officer, JB will be taking a lot of heat. In fact, she's probably grudgingly kowtowing to the brass right now. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I let out a short sigh, take my cell phone from my pocket and turn on the power. In the next moment, with starting timing, it begins to ring. Hello, Yuuji. Hi there, JB. Your voice is as lovely as always. I've been charmed out of my senses. Want to get married? Fine by me. You just grab that marriage registration form and come pick me up at Ichigaya. My bad. Let's get down to business. I think you're aware, but I'm a busy woman. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Next time you cause trouble, you're going to be confined to quarters, have your outings and PX access restricted, and get assigned to mandatory labor. Hey, JB, did you know there's actually a word for that just now? It's called imprisonment. Not to worry, I'll stop by and talk you through the class once a week so you won't get lonely. Is that how the grown-up run things in this country? We don't have tax money to spend on malfunctioning national defense equipment. You understand that what I'm telling you? I understand. My bad. If you have an excuse, I'll listen. No, I don't have an excuse, but there is something I want to say. Feel free. JB, I love you and...
And?
No, I shouldn't. If I say this, you'll definitely get mad.
What the heck? I won't get mad. Just say it already.
Okay, here I go. Quit your bitching, fish face. I'll stick that phone so far up your ass you'll feel the ringtone in your colon.
What?
I quickly end the call and turn off the cell phone. JB, you are truly an understanding superior to lend an ear to your subordinate's abuse. It's thanks to you that I can vent my stress and enjoy days in serenity.
Oni-chan?
Makina, were you waiting for me here?
Yeah, I mean, you got taken by the police and all, Oni-chan. I talked to a police person who came after him. He said you got in a fight with 3 guys. I was worried, you know.
I see.
I dropped my hand on Makina's head with a thud. It's becoming a habit. How to put it? This head is just the right height to rest your hand on. I waited the whole time.
Sorry I worried you.
When I looked closely, Makina is still clutching the paper from her ice cream cone in her hand. She must have taken my "I'll be back soon" literally and stayed right here the entire time. Did you get hurt? Are you okay?
Who do you think you're talking to? There's no way I'd lose to the likes of them.
Oni-chan, you're good at fighting?
Don't want to boast, but the only one who's ever beat me in a fight is my master.
Then if I get in a pinch, will you rescue me?
You just worry about living a solid, decent life and you won't need rescuing. More importantly, let's get back quickly. Amani must be worried.
If she gets mad, will you rescue me?
Well, yeah, I think I can handle that much at least. Come on, let's go.
Yeah!
Machina nods energetically, trots up next to me and grabs hold of my left hand. First Amani, now Machina. Why are my hands in such demand lately? Apparently sensing my unspoken complaint, Machina squeezes my hand forcefully.
Don't go anywhere, okay?
You don't need to squeeze that hard. I'm not going to vanish all of a sudden.
You promise?
I can't make any guarantees.
Ugh.
As I pull Machina along by her strangely warm hand, we set off for the door. We walk side by side, our lengthening shadows spreading out across the road. A long time ago, I used to be fascinated and puzzled by the way shadows would grow as the sun began to sink under the horizon. Who explained it to me at the time? I don't think it was my mother. Although I do remember walking hand in hand with my master at sunset, there's no way that woman would have given me a straight answer. Which would leave... yeah, it was my sister, wasn't it? Bathed in the evening sun, pulled along by my sister's hand, I pointed at my expanding shadow and asked her, "Why do shadows get all long at sunset?" The answer she gave in return was overly technical, explaining how the changing of seasons affected the phenomenon, and at the time I didn't really understand any of it. Used to be. I was the one being pulled along.
What?
No, it's nothing.
If you talk to yourself too much, people would think you're a weirdo, you know?
Duly noted. Hadn't thought I'd ever become the sort of person who would take another's hand in mine and lead them home. But there's no guarantee I'll be here to do the same tomorrow. By this time tomorrow evening, the hand that's holding hers may be gone.
And we shall deal with the next part in the next episode. So until then, take care.